Hello everyone, today I'm doing a gameplay review on my first official foray into the Dead by Daylight competitive scene. I have done some practices in the past, but this is my first official game. I've actually been playing Dead by Daylight since 2016, and I have about 5,000 hours as of now, but I've never actually gotten into the esports side of things, so I felt like that was a natural next step to take in my Dead by Daylight career. This is a qualifying match. I'm playing Killer for Team Entity, and I'm going against Courtesy BR, I believe the team name was. Now, this match didn't exactly go how I wanted it to, so throughout this game, I'm going to be analyzing and pointing out things that I did wrong, and hopefully we'll get a better insight as to why I lost this game. If you haven't already noticed, for this game, I'm playing Spirit. Spirit isn't exactly my most favorite killer to play because of how straightforward and somewhat simple she is. And let's be honest, kind of bullshit. But she is very efficient and a very common pick in the competitive setting. So I thought I'd give myself the best chance and play Spirit for my first round here. And right off the bat here, I've already made a mistake with my actual build. I brought barbecue instead of the intended perk discordance due to the way that the kill your friends lobby works. If you reset the lobby, it resets your perks. Normally barbecue is a great perk to take, but in competitive you want something with a little bit more substance, so I meant to take discordance here. This knee I had live, but I did manage to still pull off a decent hit on her, even though I wasn't sure exactly where she would end up. I had my volume turned way the hell up there, so I was pretty certain there was a second person still up here. Checking, we managed to pull off. Sprint burst again. This should have been a really easy hit here, but I miss it. I think probably due to nerves. I was a little bit nervous during the beginning of this match. Right here I use my power to pressure this gen while simultaneously still chasing this Fang. Fortunately, I managed to down her before she got to the pallet in time. It's at this point that I realize I'm running barbecue instead of discordance, and I cuss myself out a little bit. This person disappears into thin air, so I just kind of wander around for a bit. Luckily though, this person gets unhooked, so I have something to do now. So I go back and try to capitalize on the situation and get a good hit in here. I think Nia's still here, so I try to bait out a pallet save and try to get a free hit, but she doesn't fall for it, so I decide to just take a gamble, pick up the Fangman. Gamble pays off, she does not have decisive strike, so I basically get a free hook here. I think a smart move would have been to stay here and try to confirm the kill on this Fangman, but I go and patrol generators here and find the Nia again. So I decide to try to get a quick down. I remember that she has Lithe, so I follow, and she manages to zone herself out here, and I down her in a timely fashion. Shortly after this, though, I make a decision that I honestly think cost me the entire game. I know for a fact that that Feng Min does not have decisive strike, but I choose not to go after her, confirm the kill. I instead decide to go after this ace that just completed a generator. I do a fake here since he's not moving, and it manages to pay off, but in the end I don't get a hit on him. I really should have gone back at this point and try and kill the Fang. Now she's full health again, so I'll have a harder time finding her. This double vac kind of confused me there. I thought he had jumped back over, but he was on the opposite side. I see the Fang here again. Do a fake. Managed to get a hit off of that, even though she has sprint burst. Now, and I get rid of the shack pallet. Basically free pallet. Going after her, but I get distracted by Ace. One of my issues this entire game is that I get really close to getting a kill, and then another teammate comes in and kind of screws me up. He's on the opposite side of the wall here. The sound kind of screwed me up. I thought he was on the same side, and he managed just to get a stun on me. The Fang is healed again. And they get a lot of gens done in this time. I at least get another hook for my troubles. At this point, I realized that I have a pretty good 3-gen here, as long as I keep pressure. So I decide to let that gen go. They also haven't destroyed my haunted grounds yet, so that's another thing they had going for them for a while. So I didn't get those easy downs at the beginning of the game. Get a good phase here. I take another chance by picking this Ace up. I don't know if he has decisive or not, but I get lucky again, and I know for a fact he doesn't have decisive. There's only 2 in this entire game, and they managed to get that 3rd gen done. At this point, I really should have camped him and stuck to my 3-gen here. His Nia's not coming to me, so I go to her. And I somehow managed to whiff that. She's got some good spins, I guess. Another whiff, but I've pretty much got these guys cornered. So I fake a phase here to see if I can't get them to act first, and he makes the mistake of jumping right at me. I noticed that Haunted Grounds has gone off, so I had to see if I can't get the Claudette as well here. I do manage to find and down her. Another mistake here is not confirming the kill on Ace. You get more points for killing survivors. So I really should have confirmed that kill instead of hooking Claudette first. And as a result, Ace manages to pull off his Unbreakable, and he gets away from me here. I get distracted by this Nia again. I maybe could have gotten the Ace, but I think at this point I was just kind of panicking, trying to get somebody, anybody at this point. I also get a little bit turned around here because the sound kind of messed me up. I thought she was right on top of me, but that wasn't really the case. They also managed to get the gate open here. I decided to go for the Nia here to see if I can't maybe get 2 kills. She manages to juke me out pretty good here. And she does a huge spin. I just kind of like lose her completely. So I decided to try and get this Claudette before she crawls out, which was a huge mistake because she wasn't trying to escape. She wasn't trying to crawl out because she wanted me to pick her up because she had Decisive Strike. And I should have known that because I knew 2 people who did not have it. I knew for a fact that 2 other people in the game did not have it, so she had to have had it. And she had been unhooked recently. I should have known. I should have gone after the Nia instead, who was still nearby. And at this point, the game is pretty much over. Both doors are open, and everyone's pretty much free to leave. Even though the Fang and the Ace were both Death Hook, I didn't manage to kill them. But I think a big part of that was mostly good teamwork and organization on their part. Every time I got really close to killing either like the Fang or the Ace, um, another team member was there always to like run interference and distract me every time. And it worked. Yeah, I got a lot of hooks and I put on a lot of pressure, but doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day if you can't confirm any kills, which is the bulk of your points when you're playing killer in a competitive setting. I think also another big factor here was nerves. I was pretty nervous during this entire game, especially in the beginning, and I think that caused me to whiff a lot of the hits that should have been really easy to get, and also just not retain certain information and also make worse decisions overall, I think. And I think it also caused me to forget like perk builds, like not taking discordance, which maybe could have helped me out a little bit at the end there, so I would have known that two people were stacking on a gen while I was chasing the other two. Oh, and this is also being streamed to a decent amount of people, which is something I am certainly not used to. So yeah, definitely a big source of the anxiety there. But honestly, I think the biggest overall contributing factor to this loss was just my play style. I played like this was a pub game instead of a competitive game. And I'm really used to the pub game style, which is all I've pretty much known, which is basically get as many hooks as possible, as many points as possible, and try not to camp and tunnel everybody out of the game. But in a competitive setting, you need to do that. You need to take advantage of situations that are in your favor. You need to sometimes camp and tunnel in order to get the upper hand on the opposite team, not try to keep everybody alive as long as possible. Even now, that's still something I struggle a lot with when switching gears from public to competitive setting. Like, even during practices and scrims, I still end up playing sometimes like I'm in a public match when I really should be just sometimes just tunneling and camping, sometimes being mean. So I guess my biggest problem is that I'm too nice. So I guess that's something I have to start working on if I want to keep doing competitive. Seriously though, I do enjoy this side of Dead by Daylight play. It's different. You know, having a change of pace like this and playing seriously can be kind of fun sometimes. So I'll definitely be sticking with this. I'll work on being a little bit more mean when I do competitive. But I'm pretty sure I'll stick with this and practice on just getting better in general. And I'll probably even do more gameplay reviews like this in the future, because we really can't learn or adapt until we analyze our mistakes, learn from them, make changes to ourselves, and move forward. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you feel like this is the type of content you'd like to watch. And I'll see you all in a future video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.